Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Round 17 fan cams. After the Blues finally put a team right to the sword, it was the Eagles, 8 goals, 553, losing to our Blues 17-14, 116. Comprehensive victory, strong first, strong fourth, and we finally, like I said, put the foot down and have a really strong performance in a game that we were expected to win. There's no doubt about that. If you've never been on the fan cams and you'd like to join, now is your chance. I'm going to put the link in the comments. How it's going to work is you hit this link, you come into the waiting room, and we'll have a chat about the game. Come and share your thoughts. Would love to chat to some new faces and also chat again to some regular faces. But we'll start as we always do with the man of the watch-along, the Pom.
Oh, dear. Danger game, eh? Oh, mate, that was about as dangerous as fucking my wife on her honeymoon. Tell you. Tell you what, the boys 80-0 in 2 quarters. So dangerous that Carlton played 2 quarters. And we said it at the start of the watch along. It's not a danger game, but the only way they can win is by bringing us down to their level. And we've just got to remember we're as fifths in the ladder. Fifth in the ladder. And when you play like a fifth side, like we did for 2 quarters, 80-0 difference. And we've been on the receiving end of that, have we not? Which blags my head. Carlton fans can't remember what it was like when we were shit. When we were shit, that's what happened. We got close, did just enough to keep it tidy. They got within 10. Then, obviously, we went through to our second gear. And when we started to spread, when we played hard, we took the piss, didn't we? I mean, Charlie Curnow and Harry played with their own ball for 2 quarters.
Well, we saw it for the first time. A 10-goal outing between the two of them. We've been starved of having the two of them on the park together, fit and healthy and firing. Today, we saw exactly what they're capable of. Obviously, second quarter, not our best. And it just goes to show another reminder of how much a difference it makes if you just switch off mentally by a little bit. The Eagles responded, fair play. But I think for us we've had games this year where we've had one of those massive quarters and the rest has been sort of damage control almost. But to have 2 quarters where it was just lethal, finally we see this type of performance. And I'm trying to think back, when's the last time we really put a team to the sword like this? It's been a very long time.
The immortal words of the 90s band Stained. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yep.
But, I mean, you've got to look at it this way. A lot of people will say, why can't Carlton do it for 4 quarters? Name aside, that does. Carlton, there's 2 obvious things with Carlton at the moment. One, they can't take the sting out of a game. When Carlton goes slow, their spread stops. You saw the Eagles. They had it so easy. They could flick it around. Carlton really contested the danger areas, forgot work rate ahead of the ball. And again, 18-7 uncontested marks in that 7, that second quarter, and it kills us, right? And until Carlton learn to do that, they just can't switch off. So they have to expend a lot of energy. But that's why they don't expend energy, because you want to go home with a wet sail and you want to start hard. And that's what the top teams do. People said last week, danger game, because Richmond were kept within 35. They played 3 quarters. Carlton have just ran over them playing 2.
Yeah.
Honestly, the boys have got to look at it this way. They've got to find a way to negate that in the second. And they get very lucky next week. They play the most centralised team in the world. So switching off like that will work, because that's how Geelong move the football. But credit to the boys. You've got to remember, these boys don't know how to win. And that's something that Vossi said in midweek. It's learning how to do that. And tell you what, can you remember a 4th quarter like that from the Blues?
I really can't. I really cannot. I barely can remember a first quarter like that where we keep a team completely scoreless. I think we had the first 16 or the first 17 inside 50s for the game.
Mate, we kept them to what? 1 inside 50 for 2 quarters. And that shows you the difference. When our midfield spreads and it takes the bold options, and it's very brave how they defend in that 4th and 1st. It looks impeccable. And I'm telling you now, no side can keep up with Carlton when they play like that. That is Melbourne. That is Geelong. That is Richmond. Watch all the top sides this week. When they go, it's another gear. And you saw that tonight. Look at Collingwood in the fourth. I made a lot of money on Collingwood. $7.50 they were paying at fourth quarter. You just knew when they went their level, there's a huge gap between it. And we've been there, the gap. Carlton honestly took the piss tonight and they played 2 quarters, so they've technically had a bye. Get around them, man. Like, honestly, I said it on Monday with you. Put some fucking respect in these boys. Put some respect. Sick of hearing, oh, I'm a bit PTSD. You haven't got PTSD. You're being a coward. Put some respect and credit where credit's due. These boys, when they perform, they give you your fucking money's worth and some. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm so proud of these boys. Every last one of them. Tell you what, every last one of them working their asses off. Working their asses off for us. They were poor. They bagged it up. And they've just told West Coast, piss off back to your caves, you melts.
Yeah. No, the response, I mean, look, the response, I'm sure they would have got a bit of a word at halftime, but also I'm sure they would have taken that on within themselves. I think maybe it seemed like their eyes lit up a little bit after that first quarter, and then you started seeing some of the selfish plays start creeping in, but then it was rectified, and that's really all you can do. You want to learn within the game, get better within the game, and we did it, at a very high level.
I think the most vulnerable Carlton are when they play well. And what you do is you can see all the years of trauma of being dog shit. They suddenly start thinking, I could be the one that makes us good. Like you saw Cripps. Like Cripps went back to 2018 Cripps. You know, he was writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune. He was texting just on the quiet, some A-lister to play him in the movie. He started seeing it, didn't he? He started seeing it. But when Cripps is at his best, it was that fourth quarter. When he's the accessory. Yes. Walsh, when he's the accessory to that midfield. And when they work together, they look good. And people will be worried next week. No doubt you're going to bore the shit out of me and say danger game next week, because evidently that's what we do now, right? But next week, the standard's different. And I trust Carlton more against the top 4 side than I do a bottom 4 side, because I think they switch on quicker.
Yeah.
And you know what? They win next week. Tell you what, top 4, baby. Top 4. Carlton are playing finals. So honestly, you are now forbidden by Uncle Pom from ever saying we won't play finals this year. It's fappening. Get used to it. We're one of the 8 best sides in the comp. Fucking sick of hearing that nonsense from everyone, right? But now we've got to go fucking up the gears. And I'll tell you what, GWS looks shit. Adelaide look Mickey Mouse. Fucking tell you what, 8's locked in. Let's get the 4. Let's put Cats away, because fuck them. Fuck them. I hate the Cats. It's not even Melbourne. It's like some kind of fucking grey area, innit?
You're up and about, mate.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it hearing every week our fan base lambast these boys, shit on the name of Carlton danger game. They're not a danger game. They don't deserve to be on the same field as us. Next week is tough. Next week's stiff. But we are a good fucking football side. And tell you what, I've bagged this club a fucking lot when they've let themselves down. But I tell you what now, they're fucking loving life. They're trying to put out for you. All they want is your support. And tell you what, shout out to Western Australians. That was like a fucking home game. Like a home game. But this is our league, man. Fucking, tell you what, 2 points for fucking North. From Pies, everyone's going flag Pies. Fuck the Pies. Have you seen the dickhead who's their version of Blue Abroad? He's a Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse version of me and Terry, he is. Fucking Carlton runs social media. They run the fucking league. This is our league. Get around these boys. Get around them.
Love it. Love your work, Pom. You enjoy yourself, brother.
I love you all as well. Shout out to everyone who watched in the audience tonight. I fucking love you, baby. The Blues are back. This is our town. Our time.
Love it. Oliver, appreciate the $5 there, my friend. Okay, let's get this going. Who have we got here? We have got Christian.
Tez, how are we?
Mate, we're good. 10-goal win, mate. 10-goal win.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm usually quite a vocal supporter, but I just sat back and watched that clinic of a last quarter. Yeah. How good was it to watch, seriously? Sitting back with me old man, and he's just like, it was just absolutely relentless. And just going back to what Pommy was saying, like the first quarter and that last quarter, they could not get their hands on the ball.
Yeah.
So I know, like, obviously, second quarter was frustrating, and there's always going to be a lull in games. Our highest level, I reckon, is that good. It is almost impossible. Well, we saw it against Freo, but when we are relentless and we have an 8-9 goal quarters, it's almost impossible for any team, I reckon. Even a Richmond Premiership side to do it for 4 quarters.
Yeah,
And I think the character to actually respond, and still, I know everyone was saying danger game, this and that. It's still a stigma as well for the team. Remember, we haven't had much success. To travel to Perth and to finish off a game like that and going into next week against Geelong, probably the best scenario we could possibly be in.
Yeah, we get some momentum. You know, we've been going back and forth, win-loss, win-loss. It's just been that sort of a holding pattern in this part of the year. Really, I guess the Wiedering injury, we could call it. It's been sort of win-loss, win-loss.
Yeah.
And now is really the time. You know, we've got some tough opponents coming up. We've got some, pesty opponents away from home that can give us some issues. But really, this is the beginning of the build to finals,
You hit form now. If you hit form now, you hit it at the right time. That's all you need. The piece of the puzzle there. But finally, to bury a team, which is, I reckon, a lot of us have been waiting for, elite. Just elite. Not many words from me tonight. I'm happy. Go Baggers and bring on the G next Saturday. Baggers, get down.
Love it. I'll see you there, brother.
See you, Tez.
Chris.
How we going, mate?
You look comfy, mate.
I feel comfy, mate, and I feel proud.
I feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, it's what a game, man. I mean, I want to kill this myth quickly of this 4-quarter effort idea. We're playing elite sport. This isn't like, we're not, it's not like we're playing like a League 3 team or something. Like these teams who have good talented players. We're just not going to control the game for 4 quarters. It's pretty much impossible, right, to do for 22 weeks. Like, there's going to be games like West Coast have a lot to play for this week. They kind of felt they had a bit of momentum, but I thought we stood up when we needed to. We withheld their attack and we really destroyed them in the end, and that's all that matters, really.
How much weight do you put on getting a win like this? Like, does this mean as much? Like, I mean, if it was a 34-point win, would it mean less?
Actually, from where we've come from, I would agree that it would, because we had. When was the last time we won by 10 goals? Like, I was thinking about it today. I'm like 2017, 2016.
I honestly don't remember. I think I remember beating the Dogs by 45 or 40 odd in 2020 and 2019, but a 10-goal thrashing. Maybe it's just escaped my mind and my memory, but I don't remember that happening for a long time.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, just we're growing every week. I feel like it's a bit annoying sometimes because it's like, we go 2 steps forward, say against Fremantle, then a step back against St Kilda. This week, 2 steps forward, beat a dominated side that we really should have, even if we didn't dominate the whole contest. The next week, you don't know, but I feel like we're growing, and that's the most important thing, that we're taking those steps forward. Even when we go step back, we don't get scared. We come back again the next time and do it, and that's why we're gonna be fight. I reckon we're gonna really hit finals really hard this year. They're like McGovern coming back next week. I'm so excited.
Fingers crossed, man. We need some good luck with health, a good, nice run of momentum, and then, mate, big game next week.
I reckon we'll beat them. I don't think their defense can hold against Harry and Charlie. I mean, they played 2 quarters probably each today, and they kicked 10. I mean, Geelong. You got Sam DeConning, and then who else? Mark Blitzarves. You want Mark Blitzarves on Charlie Curnow? I mean, it's gonna get a bit messy.
We'll take the matchup.
Yeah, and our midfield. I think our midfield, when it's on, our midfield is better than Geelong's, and I think we'll show them the respect. I think we usually do play better against better sides, especially because we're younger. So I think we're going to really go at Geelong. I think we're going to hunt them next week, and I think we should be confident in them. Let's believe in these boys. They're bloody good. They're bloody good.
Our boys are good. Our boys are good. They're good, and they're committed.
Yeah, and I'm telling, and when we are at our best, man, we are the best in the competition. No one can stop us at our best. The Collingwood fans will tell you, oh yeah, but when you're down or whoever, mate, when we're at our best, we will beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. That is all we need.
That's a fact. Love it. Chris, you're a star.
No worries, mate. Take care.
See you, mate. Gox93 with the $15 says, inspired final quarter by Walsh and Cripps. TDK and Silvani got better in the ruck as the game went on. Chera elite, Doc All-Australian, Twin Towers too good. Woof. The woof. That was fantastic to hear. Robbie Cook also mentions the woof and that it was amazing, and a credit to the Blues fan there. Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got a Blues fan here who was at the game. I'm going to get him on shortly. If you're at the game, hit the link, jump in. We've got a few spots available now. Kano.
Hey, Che, how you going? After a big win in the West.
That's a massive win. That's a massive win.
It was a great win. I mean, the second quarter was our probably low quarter, but other than that, I thought we played 3 good quarters.
I think so too, Kano. Did you, it looks like you stayed in the rain even though it was wet. You're happy to stay amongst it.
Yeah, I would do anything for the club.
Love it, mate. Love it. Well, who were your standout players? You were there. What was happening?
I think, to be honest, I think TDK did an absolutely amazing job with Nick-Nack, and even J-Stos, he did a great job as well, helping out TDK in the ruck, because Nick-Nack is a good ruckman, and a good leap on him, and DeConnie just got even higher than Nick-Nack does, and he just got it down to our midfielders, and we just beat him into clearances, and I reckon.
Yeah. No, I love it, mate. I love it. And your boy, Matty Kennedy, he had a good one as well?
Yes, I believe he did. I don't know how many disposals he's got, but he did play a good game, and because he's a tough nut, so we need the hard grunt midfielders in the team, so that's what we're doing.
Love it, mate. Well, I'm glad you got to see a game live, mate. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
No worries. Cheers, Taz. Go Blue Baggers. Go, yeah, Charlie. Mate. Go, Harry. Common medal, Charlie's yours.
I love it. Tim.
G'day, Jerry.
Mate, how are you?
Hey, good, buddy. Good win. Hey, go to Baggers.
That's as good a win as you want, really. When you're expected to win, you want to go in there and do a good performance, and we did it.
Yeah, fair enough. No, it's been a long time waiting, and I'm glad. I mean, I've got respect for the West Coast, but I'm glad we got that big win, and the percentage we need. I know everyone saw we need the wins. Let's just slowly get back into form, but it's good to see get that big win, get that big percentage. See those teams that we rival at, just lingering behind us, but sneaking up away from them too. So
yeah, no, mate, spot on. I mean, look, the thing is with a win like that, it shows a bit of improvement from the start of the year, and to be honest, that was a lot of the messaging coming out with the new coaching group. It was what it looks like in round 1. He's not going to be what it looks like in round 11 and 17, and slowly but surely we're actually showing improvement not only from last year, but even from the start of this year.
Look, yeah, I mean, the Carlton culture is just we're a good side, and we're a good fan base, and it's been a long time running to see them get here, and that's good. And I can feel that we're in the finals, and we'll give it a good go if we can stay up now and play like a finals team. Then we're right. Instead of just playing for those wins. But yeah.
Well, a few big tests coming up. No bigger than the Cats next week at the MCG, mate.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be there. So
love it. Well, yeah, thanks for joining, mate. First time here, I think. So it was good to see you.
Yes, it is. I've been watching you for a while, and I've put in a few donations, but been sitting there thinking, should I get on? But yeah, I'm on, and good to see you. Go to Baggers.
See you, mate. Riley.
How good's that? How good is that? That's a danger game, Terry. That's a danger game.
That was a danger game. Oh.
Yeah. Danger game. I've never felt so relaxed in a danger game in my life.
there was probably 5 minutes where I thought, no, we're not really, like, just a little tense, not going to lie. And I was like, no, over the course of the game, we're just going to figure it out. And we did. And to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised at that fourth. That was a complete foot on the throat type performance.
It felt like early, like in that first half, it was very similar to the GWS game in a lot of ways. And my mind sort of went back to that. We won that by 5 goals. We doubled that tonight. So I thought it was by and large probably one of our most mature performances of the year. It was very even. Only little concern is maybe Jack Newnes' injury, but outside of that, we did it very comfortably in the end. We should have won by more, but it was nice to see the forward line get some reward tonight and have a little bit of cohesion after what's even, I know we beat Fremantle and Essendon, but at times the forward line looked a bit disjointed, especially since Harry came back. It was nice for both the tools to really feast on it.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the entries look as good as what they did today. And I don't know. Do you attribute that to a bit of a lack of pressure from the West Coast mids than what we're going to see? I don't know. I thought they did come at us at times, but yeah, some of the entries to Harry and Charlie, and then the focus, because I think last week we spoke about it. 10 goals, 18, just a little bit off with our mental focus. But it was important that when they went back and when we really needed to kick goals to start the momentum again, we seemed to do it.
Absolutely. No, it was very even. I think, you look at that last quarter as well, the midfielders stood up, Walsh and Cripps didn't have the greatest day, but they were outstanding in the last. I thought Cheryl was outstanding and Hewitt carried it through. It was nice to see the midfield get back to what they were doing. Doherty was outstanding. Wiedering will be better for the run. It wasn't his best game, but he'll certainly be better for the run tonight. And it's a perfect tune-up for Geelong, mate. It's a perfect tune-up for Geelong. Two good key tools. I mean, Hawkins and Cameron are probably better at this stage than what Darling and Kennedy are. But Saturday night's going to be it's going to be enormous.
Absolutely. It's going to be one of those massive build-up games that I can imagine a big crowd gets to. It's a Saturday night. It's the MCG. Wow. If it just, makes the mind wonder what we could do.
It's amazing. And just to put in perspective, we were talking about, this is our first 10-goal win in 8 years.
Wow.
Saints in 2014. And this is our first non-losing season in 9 years. It's, we've got finals to come, you would imagine, but just in such a short space of time, how far we've come. Anything's possible. And I mean, with the Melbourne crowd behind them, this young, bubbly energy, this group that's built together, who knows? Who knows what we can do? I'm just privileged to be. It's the best Carlton supporting year of my life.
Yeah, it's officially.
Oh, this is better than 2011. It makes you emotional to see, because we've grown through this journey. We've seen these boys become men, and you just feel so proud of them.
Yeah, spot on. There's such a different level of faith now, because that when things don't go our way, that our next gear is coming. That our response is coming, and it's just something that we haven't been able to see for a while. But you're right. I think grateful was the perfect word. Just grateful to finally be here, where we're talking about the run home to finals.
It's amazing. I think I reckon there'll be 70K there on Saturday night, and we can absolutely beat the game. It'll be a hell of a game. It'll be a hell of a litmus test to see where we're at. But I think it's setting itself. I said this tonight felt like the GWS game, and it feels like this could be the build up to what the Sydney game was. Yeah. And we know how to finish. So let's get to the G.
Got to move on pretty quickly, mate. Get the reviews done, and then Tuesday move on to the Cats.
We do, absolutely, mate.
Yep. Good on you, mate. Thanks for joining. Zach.
11-5. That is just unheard of. It literally is unheard of for me. Like, it's just you got to stand back and appreciate things sometimes. We'll be saying that all year, but I feel like the year's gone so fast, and we've just been fantastic. When you look at it as a whole. I thought today, I think Adam Chera really had a bounce back game. He played his role properly. He played the role that he was supposed to play. First of all, he was fantastic. I think he probably almost gets the 3, to be honest. He He was really good. And I think he was kind of why our forwards were better, because of the entries that the forwards were getting from him.
Yeah, no, there was a real aggression to all the midfielders. I think there was a little bit of chatter with us throughout the week around the midfield mix. But I thought, Walsh and Cripps probably didn't have the same big explosive numbers as what we've seen, but it didn't matter because it was a total effort from that midfield group. Thought Kennedy, Hewitt, and Chera really led that.
I thought even Zach Fisher, when he was in there, he was really good, especially early on when we had a really fast start. He was really, really good. He would play half forward, he could play in the midfield. He was really good. I think the one thing that probably bummed me out a little bit was kind of when they were having their run of goals. I don't think we used the wing as much as we probably should have. And as you can see, like when we kicked the goals in the last quarter, Cottrell was there, O'Brien was there, Nunes was there, but midway through the game that they weren't. But in the end, we got the win. That's the main thing, and it's so good to have a game where we actually, the week before say, okay, we need to win this, and they actually go out and do it. Like, I know it's a very simple thing, but last year we weren't exactly doing that.
Well, mate, we lose this game 12 months ago. Genuinely, we lose this game 12 months ago. So the progression's there, and we do seem to say it most weeks. Just so grateful to be here. This is the year of the turnaround. So you just got to embrace every moment and know that there are probably going to be some losses coming over the next patch of weeks. We're going to have some more lessons to come. And you just hope that the lessons come at the right time, and then we learn what we need to learn for finals, and then who knows?
Oh, this team can go anywhere if they play like that, to be honest. They can go anywhere. They can match it with the best. And, we'll see if we can match it with the best next week, because they are the best by what the ladder says, and it's going to be a big test. But, we can do it if we play the fast brand of football that we know and that we've come to see. We're in with a really big chance next week. So it's exciting.
It is, mate. It is. Well, you enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll chat soon.
Have a good
mate. The gals.
Hey! Hello.
How good's that?
Let me clink.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. Baggers are back, baby.
10 goals. We did it.
Baggers are back.
I'm sorry, but you're right. 12 months ago, we would have lost. And I reckon we've even learnt from the Gold Coast game earlier this year that when a team like that comes at you, you take a breath, collectively get together, and then they come out in the second half and produce what they did. I think it's probably one of the more solid second halves we've had in a long time. That last quarter especially was probably the best quarter of footy in a long time.
Just delete the second quarter.
Delete the second quarter.
We'll just pretend like it didn't happen.
It didn't.
Non-existent.
Because you can kind of see the first quarter was so comprehensive. And if you're playing, you see it, you're like, all right, we know we're on top of them here. And then we kind of just fell into just a few little bad habits, trying to do things, be the hero. But then as soon as we fixed that up, they were there for the killing, and we did it.
There was moments of selfishness, but then they snapped back into team mentality sort of thing again. Like the Twin Towers just went ballistic.
Can I throw out how good George Hewitt was today from the start?
Yeah.
And Adam Chera had a day out. I think last week he kind of knew he was off. And it's good that Wiedering didn't have to have an influence today in his first game back.
Yes.
So I think we're solid.
They did him a solid. I think the ball didn't go in our defensive 50 for the first 15 or 16 minutes of the game. So Wiedering didn't even need to look at the ball. Nothing was happening.
No,
not at all.
How are you with good old Dirds having a show?
You like that?
Yeah. I was thinking of you when he ran into open goal and kicked that one. I'm like, yeah, Tez will be right with that one.
Yeah, look, he's always got the pressure. Sometimes just doesn't get rewarded for it on the scoreboard. So today he got rewarded for it on the scoreboard. Still brought the heat. Still brought a lot of smothers today, not just from Dirds, but from a lot of them. A lot of smothers. It was great.
Forward half pressure was intense.
Who did the one in defensive? It was amazing.
Oh, it was Youngie. Was it Youngie?
Yeah.
It was just this the one where Josh Kennedy in that third quarter when he had the snap and it was just smothered. And just the way that we were able to nullify them in that second half. Liam Ryan, I don't even think he touched the ball for the majority of the game. Did he even play?
He's given us dramas over the years, and I don't think he was a factor.
I'm not
Huge.
sure which SBS wanted to turn up today, though. He never played like that for us, ever.
No, that's right.
Ever. Like,
That's
He
right.
tried to kill fish in the first 5 minutes, and that was enough to send me into
Psycho mode.
Psycho mode.
What was your situation? Where are you watching?
So we're at Britt's house, but the first 5 minutes we were watching from my car because someone wasn't home yet. So yeah, but
Thanks, Tez.
we got everyone. So I've got Tina, me, the little one, my dad. Yeah, so we all just thought we'd get together and watch the Baggers come home with another W. So we're playing finals, baby.
Well, I'll see you at the game next Saturday night.
Yes,
See you Saturday
we'll be
night.
there.
All right. See you, ladies. Go Blues.
Yeah.
Zachary,
Terry, mate.
my
How
man.
good is that? How good is it, Terry? It's amazing.
It's amazing, my friend. Jack Silvani on the chest as well. Love to see it.
Yep, and the Cripper as well. All right,
Mate.
Terry, I don't want to hold you up too much, but I have a lot to say, but I'm going to keep it a bit short.
Okay.
Some stuff that I wanted to point out was Wiedering was like, it was expected how he was going to play today. He was just coming back, and he didn't need to play well. He's just coming back in. So I reckon he played good, like for like when a person is going to come back in. So that's really good. Before I start with a few other things, anything you else want to say about the game? It was great today.
Mate, I just want to hear what you and everyone else has to say.
All right.
I'll talk in the review.
Yeah. All right. So a couple players I'm going to start that really stands it out is Georgie Hewitt. Just like the girls said before, Georgie Hewitt at the start of the game, he was amazing. His ball movement was really good, and I reckon he played an outstanding game. How about you, Terry? How do you think he played?
Thought the whole midfield engine room were great. I think Chera, Hewitt,
Yep.
and Kennedy really stepped up. I think probably Kennedy and Chera in particular probably weren't as good last week as what they could have been. And I thought they responded.
And my second player is two players. The two Twin Towers were amazing, Terry. They ripped apart their West Coast defence. Wet toast, actually. How about we call them that?
They were wet toast by the end.
Yes, they were in the end, and they ripped apart their defence.
Love it. Zach, next Saturday night, what's the story?
I'll be there. Two things I want to say
Yep.
is hopefully we can get McGovern and maybe Ed Kerno if they're ready back next week. And I reckon Plowman should not play. He played horrible. Sorry.
So?
But I will go to the Blue Baggers. Bring on the Catters. Come
Good
on.
you, mate. Love you, Zach. Lev and Rob.
Go the Blues! Go, go, go!
How good is that? What is going on? Can you hear me? I don't think they can hear me. Terrific. Sick in the head. Sick in the head.
Twisted puppies, mate. A lot of them. We are a different breed. I'll give you the tip.
Nobody comes close. Nobody comes close.
They don't. Not by we are the leaders by the length of the Flemington Strait when it comes to sickness. I think with regards to our fans, so I love it. It's the best. Big win in the end. Very big win in the end. Very comprehensive. I think after half time. Mate, it's just nice to put a team away, do the job, and we come back home and set up a big game on Saturday night, don't we?
Yeah, it's amazing that we get to round 17 at 10-5 and still have to prove to our own fan base, it seems, that that we're actually not a bad team anymore.
Oh, mate, we've got to respect the Eagles. We've got to respect that, mate. Put some respect on us.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, respect what we've done this year, So, look, the improvement has been beyond what I think many of us would have predicted this year. I think we all know that the talent is good enough to play that the way they have been, but actually putting it out on the park is the next step in phases of development. And kudos to the coaches for fixing things up at halftime, because that second term was, I mean, let's be honest, it was deplorable, really. And look, that's going to happen. West Coast over there, they're going to have their run at it, but it's just about trying to stem the flow and then wrestling it back your way. And we did after half time. And it was nice to bury them in the last quarter and come away with what was our biggest win of the year. So, look, I think the thing with the second term as well is that West Coast wanted it to be stoppage after stoppage and a scrap. The moment we got the ball to the outside, we were just, you could see the class edge, couldn't you?
We've seen patches of it this year against the team sort of below us towards the bottom. But to put it away, I think we've had one quarter in many games where it's been pure, like it's lethal. But the first and the fourth today were just we make teams, we made them look silly at times today.
Yeah, and I think that not the frustrating thing, but I think just going into halftime as well, you kind of knew exactly where we were. And I think that's been the case with us all year, which has been really pleasing for us as fans because it makes the game a little bit easier to not just to understand, but to know what to set as a standard for the team. You could see, I think, you could just see that we just needed to get the ball away from the stoppage and just get the ball to the outside, win the ball, at the contest, win your one-on-one battles against them and then get the ball to the outside and let your runners go to work, and try to isolate those tall forwards. I mean, once those tall forwards were isolated, it's just impossible to stop Charlie and Harry. I thought Charlie was phenomenal today. I thought he was fantastic. He kicked really important goals when he had to, which was something he didn't do last week. So, this week he's come back with a vengeance, hasn't he?
Yeah, got the response. Got real pissed off seeing how St Kilda performed yesterday as well. A bit irritated. But you get it just happens. Like, I mean, we've lost 5 games this year from 17, which is it's remarkable.
Yeah. And I think like last week was a frustrating thing because I just think the coaches got it a little bit wrong tactically, it's going to happen. Like coaches will be out-coached. Even the greatest teams get uncoached. The greatest coaches, are out-coached by opposition. So, look, today was, the midfield went to work in that last quarter and made that second term. There were just some Hollywood moments from Cripps and a few other issues there. But you know what? I kind of exploded at those moments because I know it's not the fact that I don't think these players are any good. I think they're all, a lot of them are very, very talented and super footballers. It's just, I know that they're so much better than that, if that makes sense. And I think that's where a lot of our frustration comes from, if that makes sense, within games.
Yeah, we know that they don't need to snoop down. I just sense they got a bit excited, like, wow, look at us.
Yeah. And I think one thing for me as well, and look, I mean, West Coast are not. I mean, they've been obviously deplorable this year. We know the circumstances surrounding them in the first half of the year. Had a couple of players come back in, but I think for us to, and we've seen this year where we have let slip these 5 or 6 goal margins. And then we've had to sort of like scrap it out, if that makes sense. We saw it against Hawthorn. We saw it against Port Adelaide. Saw it a little bit against Sydney. But what I think the pleasing thing for me in this game was that West Coast got all the momentum back. We stopped them and then we ran away with it.
Yeah, we did.
I think that is the sign of, I think that's probably the biggest green tick on this game for me is that we were able to stop them and then kick away.
Totally. And regain the same form that we had already discovered. So,
Exactly.
Ultimately, we needed to go there, get the win, and come home and set up for the rest of what's going to happen this week and move on.
It was
a little
big danger game. Big danger game this one was.
The percentage boost is nice. We sit in a nice spot with a couple more. Just over a month to go. Destiny's still in our hands. We've ticked most of the boxes this year that we've needed to, and we've still got a few more to tick, and then we're looking good.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're going to play finals, which is fantastic. That's obviously a lock-in after today. We've boosted up our percentage very nicely. And save your money for some finals tickets, mate. It's looking at the goods at the moment. I think it's just a case of where we finish inside the 8 at the moment. and we're one game off the top four. Are we? Oh, wait, are we equal? Sorry, we're equal fourth, aren't we? Yeah, we're
that's
equal
right.
fourth. So today was a nice percentage booster, which is something that, obviously fans have been wanting and calling out for, which is understandable too, because that's an area of the ladder that you need to improve when it's so tight at the moment. Like honestly, mate, the top 6 or 7, anyone can win it. Really. There's no reason we can't win the flag this year. And I'm not talking in myths and riddles. It's a genuine possibility. So great to see the big boys fire, and it was nice to see Chera without his knee taped up like a mummy this week, and he was fantastic today. Set the tone in the midfield. Him and Hewitt went to work, and I really loved Kennedy's game as well. Thought he was really good today too.
Well, you put Chera back on the ball, you put him at stoppages, and good things happen.
Oh, well, it's amazing, isn't it? Like, geez, it's just amazing what happens when they get the midfield mix right. Granted, I think last week they probably thought they could get a little bit out of him on the outside because, we saw they made the decision that he wasn't going to play on ball last week, which is understandable. I get that, but I think they made the wrong call there. But this week he looked didn't look heavy-legged. He was light on his feet, bursting away from stoppage. 9 inside 50s, that's what you want. He's the finishing product at the end of the work we have inside our stoppage. And Walsh went a little bit quiet through the middle patches, but that was purely because we were not able to get the ball on the outside, if that makes sense. And what's his power is that run around the stoppage, spreading out the front of stoppage and spreading out wide of the ground as well. So he's building into the season nicely. I think we got the midfield mix right today, and love TDK's game. Oh yeah. Loved his game.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. And I mean, like, people going, oh, Nick Nat, but Nick Nat's like, mate, he's in and out. He's getting to the end of his career now. Like, he's sort of in the twilight of his career. And, I just don't see where the whole idea of, oh, this is a danger game. I think us as a fan base, and I keep saying it, mate, get it out of your head, guys. This is a good team. Yeah. This is a team that's capable of winning the flag this year.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. It's not even an argument anymore.
Yeah, we all the change, all the things that we were crying out for, it's happened. Now it's just like, what are we getting caught up in trying to bring them down?
Why? Ride the wave of momentum, guys. Like, geez, get to the game next week, mate. Go in, mate. Geelong, we know that their weakness might be, on those open expanses of the MCG. Granted, they did beat Richmond there a couple of weeks ago, but they will not be they will be without Tom Stewart this weekend again. And I'll tell you what, mate, Harry and Charlie, mate, that Geelong defence better look out if we're able to win the ball at the source like the way our midfielders did for the majority of today. And look, you are a big advocate for this. You start the games how you finished your previous one, and we finished with flying colours this week. So, as I said, and as you always say, get to the bloody game on Saturday night, 60+ thousand, 65,000. Sound them out. They've got to make the trip up the highway. Let's bring it, mate. Let's bring it.
Spot on. Well said, Paolo.
No worries. Jumper Punch Tuesday is going to be enormous. Rocco's got plenty of action from WA over there, and the Wolf is here to stay, my friend.
The Wolf is here to absolutely stay.
See you on Tuesday. Ciao.
Incredible. Andrew at Optus Stadium.
Terry, mate. Yep. So I've just come back from having a chat with Rocco and the crew. And, what a game.
Very good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, all good.
Cool. So I just want to talk about Durden. I thought he had a really great game. He was very, very good. Jack Silvani's work rate was phenomenal. He worked his butt off today. He did a very good job. I'm very, very happy with him.
It was, mate, it was very relentless with the pressure all around the ground today.
The pressure was excellent. I mean, they dropped the ball during the second quarter. They lost a bit of focus. Would have loved to be in a fly on the wall in the change room at halftime, though. I had my son with him. I said, I reckon Vossi's having a good spray right now at the boys, and they did the job. So,
yeah,
we're very happy. Yeah, but this is a beautiful place, mate. It's very, very well designed here, and The only thing I'm a bit worried about on the ground is the grass, because it's a mix between real and AstroTurf. It's very slippery, and the boys always seem to struggle. Both sides, they slip very, very easily on it. So, but look, Kennedy had a great day out. Charlie and Harry, oh geez, mate, we can't afford to lose them, mate. No way, they are awesome, absolutely awesome.
We're blessed to have them, aren't we?
Yeah. We're at the western end of the goal, so we're right behind goal at the western end, and it's such a good position to be on when they're coming towards us. So it's a great day out. I think my son's getting a little bit more hooked on it now, so it's good. I'll have him wearing a Carlton cap in no time, mate.
Terrific. We're just going to chip away at it.
That's it. All good.
You,
all right, I'll let you keep going, mate. But I'll just give you a bit of a view. So I don't know if you can see, but that's the Cam Fields behind me. And that's where all the baggers are right now, celebrating the win.
You off to join them?
I've already been there. I'm on my way home to the missus.
Love it. Well, enjoy, mate. Have a great night.
Good on you, buddy. You take care.
Mr. Beach.
This is for 2021. This is for 2020. Stick that in your ass, West Coast. Stick that in your ass. That's how I'm starting.
We finally got it done against the Eagles, mate. Goodness me. I think I remember you being on both of those fan cams, 2020 and 2021.
Absolutely. 2020 was a schmozzle for its own reasons, because we were facing 21 players on the field, but put that in one side, that's a different thing altogether. And then 2021, we were in Sydney and COVID was still rearing its ugly head. That said, this is 2022. It's a 10-goal win, and you can stick that where the sun don't shine, West Coast, you flat pack bullies.
On their home deck as well. What was the most pleasing part of today for you?
The fact that the midfield was clicking together, because, I was at the game against St Kilda last week, and, Cherub being first game back, didn't quite get it all together when St Kilda were running us through Hill and Ryder. Our forward line clicking together through H and Charlie kicking 5 goals each. And really, Wiedering didn't need to do much, which was pretty much the icing on the cake for me, because Kennedy, Darling, Shuey, they were not seen by me as far as I was concerned.
Well, you're right. I mean, even the smaller forwards for West Coast, they usually give us issues. Liam Ryan usually gives us a really big issue. Ultimately, when you're winning the ball the way we were in the middle, it's pretty hard for the West Coast forwards to do much. But it was just really pleasing, just really comprehensive. I mean, we've kept the team to 53. We've scored over 100 again. And these are just things that used to be pipe dreams, scoring 100 points. And now we see the real, like today was one of the few times you look at the team and you think, wow, what is possible when we are at our best?
Exactly. And you're right. It's not often we've had to score over 100 points to beat someone. Look at North Melbourne. Look at Adelaide. Look at Richmond. Look at the Western Bulldogs. We've done it there. But, what's important out of that, not only to score 100 points, but it's how those goals were coming for us as well, because we had 17 goals kicked today, and we could have easily had more had we been better in that second quarter. But, look, blip on the radar. We played 3 quarters. We were able to keep West Coast out of it. And, I'm sorry, did I see Jack Silvani beat Nick Nat in a ruck contest?
You did.
Nick Nat, I think you've got to get your fitness right, mate, because that shouldn't be happening if you're that big.
Yeah, no, look, it was impressive, the ruck battle, because it was a big ruckman that we were playing against. Nick Nat's obviously just come back from injury as well. But yeah, I think a big step in the right direction for Tom, and we inch closer to getting Pitto back as well, which is going to be a big boost for us. We've got Wiedering back today. We'll get Pitto back soon. I think McGovern's back soon as well, and I think, as what I'm reading in here, it looks like we're primed for Saturday night.
let's get Pitto back. Let's just take this one player at a time because we don't want everyone coming back immediately. Although I will admit it would be great to see that happen. But look, let's get Pitto back first, and then we can worry about the rest of it as we go along.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. Well, you enjoy your night watching that replay again, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, Terry. Good on you, mate.
See you, mate. Antonina.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Sensational. How are you?
I am too. I was a little bit I was very edgy today. I think it's just I've got other things going on in the background. I've got a Collingwood supporter husband, so I've got that going on, and I'm getting agitated about all of that happening. So, and then I think I'm just getting caught up in just the how crucial everything is now, and I'm just getting really nervous. So, but it's not to say I don't think we can do it. I think I'm just getting really worked up. But
well, there's a lot at stake.
Yeah, there is. And it's not, and I'm thinking of all years, every other probably year that, we'd be in this position, it probably hasn't been as close with so many other teams. It's sort of been, this time of the year, the eight's sort of set, even if it's a matter of, shuffling around. But I thought of all years, the year that we're in contention, it seems to be everyone else is in contention. So I'm just like, come on. Anyway.
Well, look, I still think I don't place too much weight on the margin, but I still think when we put ourselves in that position, it was important to run away with it and show that we can do it.
Oh, absolutely. And I was in trance, like I was listening on the radio, then I watched a little bit on the TV, then I was in transit again. And then when I sat down, literally the last quarter, I think I'd gotten home, I was flapping around, and then I sat down. And I already saw that we'd kicked a couple of goals, and then it was just party time. I'm like, this is awesome. I thought, this is it. This is good. We're good. This is amazing. This is what we need to be doing. And then I had I was tuning into Pommy's live, and that made me laugh so much. That was hilarious. So it was just good fun. Good fun.
Absolutely.
So,
Saturday night. What's the move on Saturday night? What's your situation?
Yeah, no, I'll be there. My daughter and I, and probably some other family members. So yeah, pumped. It's gonna be ace. It's gonna be good.
Gather them around. It's a massive one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, how nice would it be to beat them? Oh my gosh,
it would. But
it would be amazing.
Good to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Right.
Thank you. Yep. So say hi. Keep doing the good job that you are. It's been grass. So thank you.
You're welcome. See ya.
See you, Tez. Bye.
Andrew.
I'm back. Oh, no, Jake.
Oh, you're back. You're back. 1 sec. I got to remove you from the room here so we can free up some space. Adam from Arizona.
Hey, Terry. How you doing?
Mate, happy. 63-point winners.
Yeah, I mean, this club is truly something sometimes, isn't it? To just shutting out a team in the first quarter and then giving up 45 in the next, and then to win by 65, 66. But it's good to see this team finally put the foot to the gas pedal. It's good to finally blow out teams that we should be blowing out for once.
Yeah,
and not just. Mate, go ahead.
I was going to say, mate, you've been with us for a few seasons now. Just, for context, for those watching right now who have never met you, you're from Arizona. You've fallen in love with Carlton in a way that I don't know how it happened, but it's happened. Have you ever seen a performance like this before?
No, not at all. I mean, there's been great performances before, but nothing like how we stepped up in that fourth quarter. I just, you could see the leadership and the maturity really show through. And we just ran away with it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So it's really you're a really interesting situation because you've joined up and you've joined in at a time when we've been towards the bottom. So what's the turnaround been like for you? Like, is it all worth it now for you to stick around?
It doesn't feel like a chore to watch Carlton anymore. It's fun. It's fun, and it's parody. It's finally something other than, you expect us to have like good performances against these small teams. You expect us to beat these small teams, and you expect us to be competitive against these, teams that may be better than us, and it's fun to watch. It's a fun team to follow if you're just getting into the sport. So
Yeah. No, it's
can't
been good,
complain.
mate. You're one of the few that I keep an eye on because it's all turned, and you're starting to really feel this with us as well. We feel like you're a part of it, so it's been special, mate.
Oh, of course, I come on here almost every week, bro. It's been a fun one. It's fun when we win, and it's fun to let it out when we lose.
Absolutely. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 3:30 a.m. right now in Phoenix.
Pretty close. I'm in Tucson, not Phoenix.
Okay. So what's your time situation?
It's 3:25. So same time, but
3:25. Well, appreciate you staying up and get a good sleep and enjoy tomorrow.
I will. Thank you, Terry. You too.
See you, mate. All right, I've got a couple more. I've got Joe, the Murdoch, Ari, Robbie, and Wayne. I'm going to get you all in shortly. Let's start with Joe. Here he is.
What's going on, man?
Oh, mate.
Oh, fuck. It's turned. It's actually turned.
Bro, 12 months ago, you had the moment where you were like telling me, Tez, just stick at it. I think it was the Freo game. We were trying to convince ourselves that we could still make finals.
Yep.
What a 12 months it has now been.
Don't need to convince ourselves, man. We're playing finals. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. When you can put together a performance like that, and anyone can tell what they want. Second quarter, all right, we gave up 45 points. Shocking. But the fact that we were able to put it behind us very quickly, come out in the second half and concede 8 points.
Yeah.
8 points in a half of football. That, for me, that's what a good side does. Plain and simple. You reset, you go again, and you bury a team. And that's what we did, man. That's what we did. I think the first time I've seen us bury a team like that for a long time.
Yeah. I think someone came on before and they were saying it's been 8 years since we won by 10 goals or more.
Makes sense. I can't remember the last time. I cannot remember the last time. So that's it, man. It's easy watching football. Even when it's stressful, it's still easy because, I don't know, they were coming. I get it. There were a couple of fluky goals. They were kicking straight. And I was thinking, they can't do this all day.
No.
They had like 6 inside 50s for four goals or something at one point. It was ridiculous. They weren't going to keep it up. So, look, like with Collingwood yesterday, they come up against North. You come up against an AFL side every week. They're going to give you something at some point. West Coast gave it everything in that second quarter. Sure, they gave us a good fight. Got to within 9 or 10 points. But when you're the better side on the day, like Collingwood yesterday, like we did today, you're going to put them away, man. And I'll put it to you this way. I'd rather be a Carlton supporter conceding 45 points in a quarter and belting them by 10 goals than be a Collingwood supporter sitting there, scraping in for a win that they didn't even deserve, man. So that's where I'm at.
I've got to give a shout out to you and Will Hayes. I know it was 10 minutes and I might be getting carried away, but fuck.
We went to a pub. We went to a pub and we saw he was coming on the 8th minute. And all we said to each other was, we just want a shot at goal. Like, give us. And as soon as he got that ball inside 50, and it was on its way, I've got a video. I'll post a video on socials during the week. We were ready to lift the roof off this pub. Like, I was almost up on the table and then realised it fell short. So I was feeling a little bit. But you know what? In the 8 minutes I think he had 5 touches, 3 score involvements. Good impact, man.
Well, he knows the system. He knows the system. He's been playing the system for a long time.
Keeps his spot.
I love that. Well, let's look to next week because next week's a massive game.
Next week's huge, man. Next week solidifies finals, but for me, next week solidifies a home final if we can win that 5th or 6th spot, which is the next step, right?
Yep.
Don't worry about top 4 for now. Let's look at just locking in finals, 5th and 6th. You beat Geelong. You take a scalp against one of Melbourne, Brisbane, or Collingwood as well, and you beat GWS and Adelaide. Bloke, that's 16 wins.
Footy's easy.
That's top 4 at that stage. That's what you got to do. That's next week, man. That's part 1. So I think we've got it next week. I was actually more confident about next week than this week, to be honest. I feel like Pito probably comes back. Gov comes back. Wiedering's got a game under his belt. We've got some continuity in our list and in our 22. It's at the G. It's not at GMHBA. They got no excuse, Geelong, next week, like to go, it's our ground. We'll beat anyone here. You're on our turf, in front of our fans. We're coming out. We're going to belt them next week. I just got the biggest feeling that next week's the week. Next week's the party. That's it, man.
Well, let this be the placeholder where it started from, because it's happening. I'm with you.
I agree. So, President's function, you'll be there?
I believe so, yeah.
That's it. Well, anyone else that's there, we'll see you there. If not, enjoy the game. Enjoy the winning. Enjoy the baggers. Enjoy footy. Enjoy finals. Just enjoy everything, man. This is fucking sensational.
Love your work.
See you, mate.
See you, mate. Robbie.
Oh, mate. Enjoy everything, Tez. Enjoy everything.
Mate, it's been a long time coming for me to see this group look like that.
Yeah, mate. A couple of things. Firstly, one, thank you for the channel, mate. We've been the family have been following you since you started, and since the dark old days of getting whipped by 50 points, 100 points, or having our hearts ripped out when we're 20 points up in the fourth quarter, and having those dirty bastards like Geelong, Richmond, and God knows who else just kick away in the last quarter and coming home, mate. And seeing your pain, mate, we related to it. And thank you for getting through those dark days, mate. And it's all up from here.
Oh, mate, no, I appreciate it. It really is a team effort. There's a lot of others that go into the work that's been done. It's just good to have somewhere to be. And now, especially now that it's turned around, we sort of build this community and everyone contributes. So it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to reach out to everyone as well to say that the great work that you do, please subscribe, everybody, or please at least make a financial contribution. Would appreciate that. It's a hell of a lot of your time. All the other guys, Pommy, the Jumper Punch, small contribution, doesn't cost you a lot, but it helps the channel keep going. So please go and do that. Mate, I want to say a couple of other things. Firstly, I want to talk about the game. Before I do that, if I may indulge, I want to say a big go fuck yourself to all those Sauce doubters that when Sauce was recruiting, were criticising him and all that. And I found something. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to do a little bit surprise. Going through our library, I found this from 2016. Look at that.
Wow.
So all the Sauce haters, check that out. Now, poor old Cunners, unfortunately, has got a bit of injury, but mate, this is the backbone. You know, this is the backbone of the what he created. We're reaping the rewards right now.
And it's only beginning. This is year one, I believe. This is year one of the good times.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. 100%. Hey, look, just quickly about today. I know you got to get through some people. I really love fringe players. Is really unfair to say, but we know we've got some absolute guns. We've got Cripper, we've got Walshy, we've probably got. I reckon we've got the best midfield. Let's not fuck around. We've got the best midfield. Come on, what are we talking about? Tell me where there's a better midfield. There's no better midfield. We got the best midfield. Fuck them all, honestly, mate. Tell you what, we are. There's a silver lining to Wiedering going down. Lewis Young.
Yeah.
How good is Lewis Young? How many? I don't know how many intercepts, punches out. Mate, that guy is an absolute gun.
Mate,
and we got him for what? Pick 50 something from Doggies.
It was basically the pick that we got from Samo. We used
Correct.
it and on-traded it to Dogs for Lewis Young. And I think, Matt, I think you've touched on something that's crucial. It's hard to see it in the moment because you think, oh, shit, Wiedering's down. He's our most important player, which he is. But all of a sudden, now the last 4, 5, or 6 weeks, however long he's been out, Lewis Young has been asked to do more. He's passed the test. Now Wiedering's back, and now you know, because coming to final, there's a lot more pressure, and now you definitely know you can trust Lewis Young. And I think he gets some confidence from that as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, whether you put him on, like today, whether it was a Darling or whether it was Kennedy, mate, it doesn't matter. Like, it's almost like you just go between the two of you. Let's work it out between Wiedering and Young. Who's going to sort of take the big guns, and you work it out. Like, I've made total confidence in him, without doubt. And mate, JSOS, mate, can't love that guy anymore. Can you love that guy anymore?
He's a pure Carlton man through and through.
And you know what? Actually, I love on the AFL Facebook pages and all of that when these absolute numpties say shit like he's only playing because his old man, was the recruiting agent. You know what? I actually love that because people don't target him, and not that the guy would ever leave, but if someone threw some ridiculous amount of money, and I actually prefer that because you know what, mate, he kills teams, and he's just a silent assassin. That's the beauty of him.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Absolutely. It's the desperation. It's the effort. It's finals effort. It's grand final type effort all the time.
Yep. And, mate, look, finally, I want to make 2 apologies. Lockie O'Brien and Jordan Boyd, you didn't play today. I want to formally apologise to you. I said that you shouldn't play again. I apologise. You should. You're fucking awesome.
Takes a great man to put their hand up, mate. So it's good to see.
There it is, mate. The hand of apology.
No, hey, thanks so much for your support, Robbie. I really appreciate it, mate.
Love you, Tez.
See you, mate. My man.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Fucking Blues, mate. Up the baggers, man.
Mate, how good's this? How good has this season been?
Man, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, just from where we were to where we got to, like, it's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know where we fit. Like, I'm still in the back of my head. I'm thinking, how are we going to fit McGovern? How are we going to fit all these back line? Like Boyd, man, he's unstoppable, mate. Like the intent he has. Plowman, like I know everyone's like going, oh, Plowman's, this and that, but I think Boyd shows a bit more than Plowman.
Yeah. Well, mate, there's a lot of guys in there. There's a lot of guys in there playing some good roles, What was so from your point of view, how important was it for us to get a 10-goal win?
It wasn't important. The most important thing was get a win at Optus. At Optus, man. That's all it is. Like that second quarter, we sold the bag. We should have lost that game. And I didn't even feel like one bit a part of myself. I was sitting there and I was like, usually I'd be locked away in my little area watching the game, Get away from me, the other supporters, because I'm the only Carlton supporter. Stay away. I didn't care, mate. Like, I don't know. A lot of maturity and just intent in that, like, last thing. And we just did what had to be done. And next week is where it's at, man. Next week.
Well, mate, we're back where we belong on the big stage, playing in big games against big clubs that mean something for the season. Yeah. So, we've got to get there because we begged for this. We've got to make the most of it now.
That's right, man. It's the last streak. It's the last rodeo before the real thing, isn't it?
Spot on. You going to be there?
I haven't actually made a game, mate, this whole year, and I've been spewing it, man. Like, I haven't been happy about myself, to be honest. But I will make, because I live in Geelong, so I'll be watching Geelong in Marvel, and I'll be sticking it to them. Oh, mate, you watch. And I hope it was in Geelong, because I tell you what, mate, I'd be seeing a few familiar faces, and I'd be giving it to them.
Love it, mate. Well, hopefully we see you at a final this year, mate. Good to have you on.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers.
See you, mate. The boys.
Hey, Tez. Oh, the Wonder Boys, Charlie and Charlie, the Wombo combo. Oh,
look at
this. Remember at one of the open training sessions, I told you when I saw all those premierships at the premiership quarters, third and fourth?
Yes.
Well, it's here. And that's what they showed today. And that's why I was so rapt that what previously has happened is happening now.
Yeah.
And it's looking magnificent.
I tell you, that first quarter, Westies were stripped naked. It was great. It was like, who we playing here? We're playing some jellies. I loved it. It was worth every minute.
So far this year, I mean, there's still some more season to play out, but so far this year, every time we've lost and every time we've been really challenged to respond, they've done a really good job of doing it in the best way. And it was just another example of that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I think what also happened tonight is that the forward pressure, Durden and
Honey Durden Walsh combo. Oh my God.
In that forward line, Durden kicked that goal and then he tapped the ball, bumped a West Coast Eagles player to Honey. Honey tapped it on, and we kicked the goal. And the pressure was magnificent to
That was
watch.
probably the release valve at that point, I reckon.
Yeah.
That-
But we had a little sleep in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was like, wake up, Jeff. Come on.
I love the point you made just there, because the shepherd that Durden put on and the tap that Honey made don't get put on the stat sheet, but
That's
they're
right,
both
they don't.
just as crucial.
Right, and they get forgotten about.
Yeah.
And every little thing you do for your mate next to you, that's what happens.
I think we got a bit of that in the second quarter. I think we got a bit anxious of how hard we could go. They got 2 free kicks and one specifically in front of goal. Who was that?
I can't remember.
I'll have to watch it again. God, bad memory. All I remember is being pissed at that free kick. Because come on, just it happens down there. Just
Charlie and Harry were unbelievable.
the Wombo combo.
And CDK, his game today, unbelievable.
It was the best I've ever seen.
And so to be so young and do what he did today, he's arrived. I really do believe that.
There's a storyline emerging with TDK, and again, no different to Lewis Young in that the first choice defender or the first choice ruckman go down.
Absolutely.
And you get a chance to show what you're about. And the only way you can really develop is to be put right in the thick of it. And I think he's done a really good job over the course of the whole time that Pitto's been out overall.
Oh, for sure. Without doubt.
Yeah.
Like, Jack's still heart and soul, man. Every time I see him, I feel like, let's play that piano song.
How many clearances did Sauce get when he was in the ruck? And his groundwork was unbelievable. He just doesn't get any kudos for that.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Like, he makes one boo, and all of a sudden, everyone's
Plowman, but he's there. He makes an effort, but that tackle he missed when they kicked that goal.
Yeah, that was.
And he should have stuck that. For all his experience, he should have stuck that tackle.
Didn't he run towards it?
No.
Or what was the one where it was him that ran towards the ball? One of our players, I remember, ran towards the ball, and instead of tapping it to his advantage, it got taken off him.
He just swung his arm, and he just should have gone straight into the body and grabbed him. But
we had a few kicks in that for like over the top. Love those little ones we get, like Dirds' little. Right, that was great, wasn't it? Like all of a sudden, it was like, "This is mine!"
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good performance.
Harry and Charlie, I don't know how many times they got help. Well, Harry got one where the arms were around his body, and he got a free kick. Okay, I think he kicked the goal, but there was about another 5 or 10 that they didn't pay. And the same as Charlie.
Yeah.
His arms, he's going up to get the ball, and his arm is brought down. He's only going up with one arm.
It is true that the umpires can't pay what they can't see. It's just the way it is.
Well, they can't see it. It's right in front of them half the time.
Yeah, when it's blatant, they've got no other choice. They have to pay it.
I think they felt a little sorry for the Eagles. They didn't want it to get too bad for them. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I dropped in on the True Footy channel and gave him a bit of a nudge. I gave him a bit of a wink, which was funny.
Hopefully next week, Terry, we're going to be there at the MCG for Geelong.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a ripper, baby.
If you're going to be behind the goals, we might shoot down and say good day if we could.
I'll be there. I'll be there nice and early on Saturday.
All right.
We might get there a bit early and
see if we can
catch up with you.
Yeah.
So go the Blues.
Go the Baggers. Oh, love you, Terry. Love you, Pom. Love you, Bronco. We'll see you next time.
Have you left me this late so you can grill me about my opinions on Lockie Plowman?
Mate, I've left the best till last. Well, second last. I got Webby in here as well.
Last, yes. Well, that was danger game. I think a lot of people have said it, but
danger game. That was the danger game.
No,
wasn't it? No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it was. I read that rhetoric this week, and I'm like, no one really believes that was a danger game, did they?
Yeah. like I'm forever the pessimist. I am never confident, but I was like, all right, if we don't win this game, then something seriously wrong. I thought the only way that we lose this is that if it starts raining and starts hailing and it's the worst game of football ever. If it's semi-good conditions, we win the game. And, I mean, first and last quarter was 80-0 combined.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want?
I noticed a lot more. I mean, we do it when we play well, but we move the ball left to right and really use the width of the ground. Didn't do it well last week at all, if ever.
Yeah.
But today, just too good, mate. Like, I'm trying to think. I know it was in 2014 because we were told before it was 8 years ago since we'd beaten a team like that. I don't remember which game it was. I think someone said it might have been St Kilda, but it's just got me thinking, like, all this talk around what we can do when Charlie and Harry and Wiedering are, starting to hit their prime. Like, it's now. Like, today was step one because today was the first time we really put the foot down.
Yeah, and people go on about the wins against Sydney and other teams like Richmond round one and stuff like this. I think it was around about this time last year, Carlton, North Melbourne. I came on and read the stat that we have lost, or we were either the wooden spooners or lost to the team that finished last from 2014 to 2021.
Wow.
This year we haven't lost to a team that's finished that's placed 12th or lower. I think that shows the biggest improvement because everyone gets up for the big games. Everyone gets up for the big games, even bad teams. It's what can you do it in the graveyard shift against second last when no one except for the fans of the teams playing are watching. Can you do it then? And we did it. That for me is the biggest sign of improvement.
That's a really good point. I had not remembered that. Wow.
Yeah. Like how many times, even last year, we beat Collingwood, lost to Gold Coast, beat St Kilda, lost to North. That sort of pattern won't happen this year, and it hasn't because we know what to do. We're good enough, and we have the structure and the system to know what to do when the going gets tough. It's really good, really good to say.
Your experience as a fan, where does this team now rank in everything you've seen in your life?
The best.
Clearly,
the best. Yeah. Like we last played finals. What? Let's just say 2011. I mean, 2013 we played, but this team beats that 2011 team quite comfortably, I think.
I probably wouldn't have said it at the start of the year, but there's no debate anymore.
Yeah, right now, without a doubt. And I mean, granted, I don't remember that 2011 team all that well, but I mean, it was this team is just. Even last week, we were appalling, right? Well, we weren't appalling, but we were bad last week, and we only lost by 3 goals.
Yeah,
but
man.
we haven't. Here's another stat if I can think of it. 5. So of our 20 biggest losses in Carlton's history, 5 of them have come from 2015 to 2021.
Wow.
And we haven't lost a game by over 35 points this year.
Yeah.
They're just these. You can look at stats about like clearances and whatever, but these just fundamental facts show improvement better than anything else.
Yeah, man. Well,
it's like
we've got 6 more rounds to play, and you sort of start thinking around. All right, what's the best 22? How many? Like I know maybe I'm putting you on the spot, but of those that played today, like where are the other pieces that are going to really come and improve this side? I think Pito's one.
Yes, Pito's back. I think Zach Williams plays.
Yes.
I don't really know. I think Marchbank. I think, in my opinion, Marchbank or McGovern. I don't think they can play in the same defense. I think they're too similar, or their roles are too similar.
Yeah,
I think you take the pick.
Yeah. Wiedering was the big one. Wiedering's the big one, obviously. I think I sort of put it as Wiedering, Pito, and McGovern as like the 3 most important.
Yes. I think Pito. I mean, if Pito plays, I know De Koning had a fantastic game, and so did Sauce in the ruck. But if Pito plays today, we win that game by 150 points.
Yeah.
Like because Nick Nat got on top of De Koning quite a bit, especially in those middle two quarters. If you could just have put Pito in, completely nullify that matchup, all their scores came from stoppages. You put Pito in that centre bounce or around the ground, and that doesn't happen. So I feel like he's. I mean, we've been very unlucky with injuries, especially mid-game, because I think if Wiedering doesn't get injured against Collingwood, we probably win, right? So that's already a game where, okay, like an injury can make a massive difference. And even earlier in the year, Cripps against Gold Coast. I know we played very poor, but if Cripps plays the rest of that game, it could go either way. But yeah, speaking of Cripps, Harry, Walsh, that last quarter. I mean, when you need your leaders to step up, they stepped up. Cripps had 10, kicked the goal. Walsh had 13 and kicked the goal. And Harry kicked 3 or 4 in that last. So, I mean, but the question has to be asked, why doesn't Harry Mackay, the Coleman medalist, kick drop punts? Why doesn't he just kick the drop punts when he's kicked 4 or 5 today?
Well,
Reigning Coleman medalist.
the commentary, I actually agree with the commentary that was saying, like, if it's 48 out, and I think that shot in particular is maybe one. First of all, Harry can do whatever the fuck Harry wants.
That's exactly my...
We'll start there. Like, no one is anyone to tell Harry what to do. Harry is the one doing the actual kicking and kicking the goals. But I mean, if that's what he's comfortable with, as long as he's, converting them at a rate where it's more, more accurate than not, then fucking that's Harry. Harry is unapologetically Harry, and I love it.
Yeah. He could kick it over his head for all I give a shit, right? It's as long as he kicks goals, and he's proven that he kicks goals for fun, right? Yeah. And also, he's smart enough to identify and realize like a pattern before it's obvious to the public. If he knows that the snaps aren't working, he'll figure it out 2 weeks before everyone else does, because he's like one of the best forwards in the game. Like, that's just how it works. 100%. So just let him do what he wants. He's kicking goals. Like, why? I think Paolo said it. Why is everyone being really negative despite our brilliance? I don't know. It just really, it's frustrating. But I mean, I don't really care. So
such is the world, mate. Not everyone, everyone lives and breathes it differently. And I just try and focus on the environments and the groups that are a bit more practical. Vibes. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, there's being overly optimistic, and there's being, realistic, and then there's being completely pessimistic, and then it's like, well, maybe this isn't even about footy. Maybe there's something else going on.
Yes, so hidden agendas, but it is what it is. Well, quickly, what were your thoughts? Just a couple of sentences.
It's the first time I've seen us be that lethal twice in a game. I've seen us be that lethal once in a game, probably 5 or 6 times this year, but to do it for 2 quarters, I was like, oh, shit. It's the first time I've seen Harry and Charlie both get a real good lick of the ice cream, and that's scary. And my whole thing is really around, this is week 1 of getting everyone back / starting to build the momentum going into finals, because you look at, you want to talk about us winning the flag or pinching the flag, if you want to call it. You start your run 6 to 7 weeks before finals. You find your top gear, and we've got improvement to come as well, for sure. Yeah. I still think there's one piece in the forward line that's probably just not there. Maybe it is Jack Martin. I'm not 100%.
Maybe it's Matt Owies.
Maybe it's Matt Owies. Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm just not 100% sold on 3 small forwards just yet. But at the same time, it allows us to isolate the big boys. So yeah, I think we've got some things to figure out. But that's what you want. I don't think we've peaked just yet.
This was just touching on what you said at the start. We punched back for the first time this season. We punched first. They hit us back, and we were like, no, we're not letting this slide.
Yeah, we didn't go into that like holding pattern and just save the game. We actually went back at it and killed them.
Yeah, we just were like, this isn't happening, and that's what like people were saying at the start of the year with like the Hawthorn game, the Port game percentage, right? We didn't know how to win then. We've learned how to win now. So now you're going to see these 10-goal, 11-goal, 12-goal wins, because we already know how to win. We already know how to get the 4 points. Now we're learning how to put the foot on the throat and really, really kill teams. So it's all coming with development. And like you said, we still have a long way to go. And I mean, if we haven't even hit our peak and we're playing like this, imagine when we do.
I can't wait. It's going to be a good good finish to the year, man.
Can't wait. Can't wait for it.
All right. We'll chat soon.
Yes, mate. See ya.
All righty. Lucky last. Where is he at? Webby.
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
Hey, great. How are you?
Mate, brilliant. We're playing finals, baby. It's done. We're playing finals. 9 years in the making. 9 years in the making, my friend.
Webby,
We're here.
we've sat through some of the darkest
Don't.
times. Well, no, we've sat through the darkest times in the club's history. We've sat through it all week after week, screaming and shouting and kicking and wanting more. We've got more. We're here.
Quarter 1 and quarter 4 would scare anyone, I reckon. That was scary good.
Yeah.
Quarters 2 and 3, not so much. We were kind of taking the piss, I reckon. But, you know, a win's a win in Perth. 10-goal win, you can't complain about that. So
yeah, it was the final thing that people had been asking for that we haven't. I mean, we've beaten the top 4 side this year. We've beaten teams below us that we should be beating, sort of in that bottom 4 range. The one thing that kind of, I guess, we hadn't ticked off was really running away with it and having that 10-goal plus win.
Speaking of ticking things off, we ticked off Richmond in round 1. We hadn't beaten them for 10 years.
Yep.
We've now ticked off West Coast. Haven't beaten them in 8 years. We've never won at Optus. So it's just about ticking boxes off. And bring on Geelong. You can bookmark this. We are going to beat Geelong. Bookmark.
We're going to beat Geelong?
Yep. We're too quick for them, mate. Too quick. Too quick in their bloody wheelchairs, the Jolie Salwoods and the Tommy Hawkins, mate. They're stuffed. They're gone, mate.
Well, I wish I was as confident as you, but I'll remember this conversation when we win next week.
That's okay. That's all right. You know me. I like to put myself out there and make some silly comments sometimes. So that's okay.
Well,
that's
you shoot it. You miss every shot you don't take, my friend. So I love the endeavor.
I thought Durden was back to his best tonight. I wish Zach Fisher would get a right foot. That'd be really good if he could find a right foot. But I cannot complain, mate. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of them because it's been a journey, and the day Carlton wins a flag, there's going to be some kind of documentary on the journey from 2014, 2015 to the day we win a flag, I think.
Mate, very, very spot on. Very well said.
I hope it's you. I hope it's you, mate, because you are good at what you do. So keep it up, my friend.
Appreciate it, my man. We'll touch base and see you next Saturday.
See you there, mate.
See you, mate. Wayne with the 5. He's chimed in and he said Cunners will be that last forward spot, the fantastic 5. That's a very good call. And then Uger has done his complimentary $80 donation. He says the power forwards did the job. Thank you very much, Uger. And ladies and gents, that'll do it. Round 17 fan camps. That just flew by, or is that just me? Can't enjoy wins these days. I really feel like that was 10 minutes. Good win, solid win. Got the job done. Also got a bit of a reminder of what can happen if you switch off for a quarter, and what any team in the competition can do to you if you don't come with your best. So a great performance. Stay tuned for the review, player ratings, and then got to move on. Saturday night at the MCG. It's the Cats in a massive game. So we will work towards that. Enjoy your night, everybody. And go